broadcast. I'm with Pee Wee Fleming, Mr. Brian Fleming.
Hello, Brian.
Good to have you.
Good to be with you. Homecoming, I believe.
It's pretty exciting. We've been here all week, homecoming night, and there's been some festive events here at the school. Last night we had, the hoorah, go together, and all kinds of games, and the homecoming court was announced. Tonight is obviously West Burlington Notre Dame's pretty excited about this. And I got to tell you, Pee Wee, there was a interview with Coach Brewer, Nick Brewer, and we're going to go straight to that. And then after that, we'll go with some thoughts of tonight's game and what we think, and the pairings, the starters, and all that. So with that, let's go right now to Nick Brewer, coach of West Burlington Notre Dame.
Hello, Falcon football fans. This is Dave Schmidt once again, and I have with me Coach Nick Brewer. And Coach Brewer, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Just hanging in there.
This is a big game for us. I know that we've got a losing streak going on in district, but the truth of the matter is all is not lost. If we can win our last 3 ball games, starting with tonight's game against West Liberty, we've got still have playoff aspirations.
Yeah, we do. Like you said, not all hope is lost. We got to take it with a grain of salt. The competition we play has been pretty tough. I think they have a combined record of 21-3 with our 4 losses, so it's not like we're losing to cupcakes. And we've got the injury bug a little bit. We got to bounce back from that. We got to overcome some things and get back on track this week and get back to our winning ways. And this is a huge game. This game means a lot. We got to play it one game at a time. Because if we don't get this game, then the game next week doesn't mean anything, and so on. So it's important for us to stay focused. On this week in West Liberty, because last week they went and beat L&M, and I don't think that was supposed to happen. So in any given week, you just never know. So we got to be ready to show up to play tomorrow night, and hopefully we can take it to West Liberty.
Coach, the great Yogi Berra has recently passed away, and one of his favorite sayings was that it's not over till it's over. And this is deja vu all over again. If you remember last season, at this time, we kicked it in gear. So what do you think? A little deja vu all over again here?
Yeah, just like I was watching the Cubs game last night, and I looked at their sweatshirt. It said "Take October," so that's kind of maybe going to be our motto. But just like I said, we got to take it one game at a time. West Liberty, they got the potential to do some good things. They have some speed, they have some athleticism. They like to try to get to the outside, and they play good defense. So it's going to be a good test for us, and hopefully our kids are up for the challenge.
Homecoming game is tonight, and so tell us about West Liberty's offense. What do you think they're going to try to do against us offensively?
West Liberty, what they try to do is they run a lot of jet sweep. They try to get to the outside, and they try to get there quick. They have some pretty good perimeter blocking out there at the receiver position. And then they'll also try to they'll come back with a fullback counter, off of their jet, and then also a QB keep. Another thing, they have some tall receivers. They got a couple 6'4" kids, a couple of the Feldman brothers. So they'd be a number 11 and number 12 for West Liberty. So they have some options. So we just got to contain them and not let them get to the outside, and we got to make some plays defensively and just stay disciplined.
Their starting quarterback transferred to West Branch this year. I bet West Liberty is still a little bit sad about him leaving.
Yeah, I'm sure they are, but I think West Branch is a little excited about that. We play both the schools, and that he's a good athlete. Cooper Canning's a good athlete, but I think West Liberty's doing. They do a good job with what they have back, and they play within their personnel that they got. So. They play pretty smart football. They have a decent game plan. They know they have to get outside because they're not very big. So we just we got to contain them and keep them from getting outside.
So West Liberty defense, what do you think they're going to do against us?
I'm not exactly sure. We saw some film of them against Mediapolis. A similar opponent, similar style of offense that we have. I think they might bring some pressure on us. They're gonna have to do that, get to our quarterback, and try to make some plays in the backfield. They have a defensive lineman, number 28. I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, but and he's a tough little guy. He's got to be a wrestler probably, and we got to make sure we get him blocked, and their linebackers do a good job of flowing to the ball. So we got to get up to the linebackers as well. But I'm not sure exactly what they're going to do. Everyone else seems to have a pretty decent game plan against our speed. But hopefully we can get outside and make some plays this week.
Offensively, what's West Burlington Notre Dame going to do offensively Friday night?
That's kind of a crapshoot. We're just going to go with the flow and kind of see what West Liberty's defense has given us. If we can run the ball, obviously you want to establish the run, and you want to stop the run. Those are the two things that all great teams do. You gotta break that down. So we're going to try to run the ball on them, and try to get them to come down into the get a lot of guys coming into the box, and then try to beat them over top. And let our athleticism and speed do the work. So there's gonna be a pretty good balanced pass run, but we definitely got to use the run to set up the pass again.
And defensively, what do we have in store for West Liberty defensively?
Like I said, we got to keep them from getting outside. We got to contain and force everything back inside, and back into our linebackers and safeties to make plays. We're gonna bring some pressure on them. Being that they have a small line, we're going to pressure them the best we can. So we're going to try to bowl them over a little bit. But we've got to handle up front. We got to handle the line of scrimmage. We got to set the tone up there physically and get things going. And it's important to get off to a fast start. And I tell the kids that every week: get off to a fast start and keep grinding away and finish the game strong. So we're just looking for some consistency this week. That's the biggest thing. Being able to be consistent, for 4 quarters and not having a 1 quarter blunder or getting to a 3rd and long and, they have a big play on us right there and we can't stop them. That's just seems to be, usually one play. That's kind of been our Achilles heel this year, with our opponents is one play is, that's kind of killed us. Like last week, the return against West Branch, you had the shovel pass, in Mid-Prairie, we had a couple botched snaps, in the weather. Just little things like that. In Williamsburg, there was an interception in the end zone that kind of changed the tone of the game. So we just got to stay consistent and keep playing our game.
West Liberty, you said that their line isn't real big. They're fast. They've got a good receiving core. It sounds a lot like West Burlington Notre Dame.
Yeah, not bad. We match up well with these guys. They're not as physical as the teams we've played up front, but they do have some speed to counter that. So, like I said, we got to keep them from getting outside, and we just got to fly to the ball. We got to get 11 hats to the ball, and rally to the ball and make some plays.
Any injuries we need to talk about?
We have Brayton Sites still out, Rail Greer, and he's been battling back issues all year, and then Isaiah Trousel is going to be out this game. We're trying to get him back healthy for next week. He's just been battling an ankle injury all year, almost all year long. So we're just trying to get him healthy again. It's a big game. We're playing without some of our studs, and but next man in, when the opportunity is given to you, to go out there and and make a play and show what you're made of. So we got a couple of JV kids stepping up and into the varsity lineup this week, and we're going to see what they're made of.
Coach, it's homecoming. Does that impact our preparation for the football game?
With homecoming, you always have a few distractions, but for the most part, our kids have remained pretty focused this week in practice. But once the kickoff and the lights turn on and they get on the field, all that stuff will kind of, filter out of their systems, and they're just gonna go play ball. They need to have some fun. They need to go out there. They need to just do what they do. And like I said, it's important to get off to a fast start and build that confidence early. Like we did in the first couple games of the season.
Coach, we wish you the best of luck tonight in our homecoming football game. And I guess I'd like to close with Go Falcons.
All right, thanks. Appreciate it.
Well, that was West Burlington Notre Dame Falcon head coach Nick Brewer outlining some of his strategies and his game plan for tonight, Brian. And, it sounds like he's got a pretty good idea of what they do offensively. Defensively, it sounds like the Comets might switch things up a little bit, but they're not a very big team. They have a lot of speed, and on offense and defense, they're going to have to try to contain that speed if they can. But, of course, we have a little bit of speed of our own. It's unfortunate that Isaiah Trousel's not going to be able to play tonight, but he's not the only speedster on our team. We've got plenty of guys that can run. And, it's homecoming, and I know that Coach Brewer just mentioned that there have been some distractions this week, but homecoming week's a special week for all these kids. And you got to believe they're going to be hyped up and ready to go.
Hey, they're ready to go. And speaking of ready to go, here they come on the field, Pee-wee.
Kind of like the swarm at Kinnick Stadium when the Iowa Hawkeyes take the field.
And that's Casey Fleming on the PA announcer. If you'll listen to him for a second, that is an amazing, booming voice. He's going to do some announcing, but talk to me about the game. How do you feel about it? What are your thoughts, ideas?
Well, I don't know if there's such thing as a must-win game, but when you're 2-4 and 0-3 in the district, every game is important. If you want to have any hope of getting into the postseason, you've got to win this game. It's probably the most winnable game, I would say, on their schedule. West Liberty is probably one of the most beatable teams, I would guess, in the district. They do lead the series 4-2. The current streak, they've won 1, and West Burlington Notre Dame has lost 4. The last time we played, we beat them 28-7, exactly a year ago in West Liberty. West Liberty last week beat Louisa Muscatine 14-7, and of course, the Falcons got throttled at the hands of Central East 63-14. So you got to know that this team is motivated to win. They haven't given up. I've talked to Coach Brewer. You've talked to Coach Brewer. He hasn't given up. You got to play one game at a time, one play at a time. And I think tonight good things are going to happen. I think these guys are focused. They're ready to play. And they know that the team they're playing is definitely beatable. There's no intimidation factor here. I think we got a little bit more size on them. We got plenty of speed, and I'm gonna predict that there's going to be some pretty good things happening to the boys in green tonight.
I agree with you 100%. And, our losses, you mentioned them, there are 4 losses. They went 2-0 right off the season. They've lost 4 of their last games, but you got to understand the opponents they lost to have a combined 21-3 record. 21-3. There's some good teams they played against.
Let's take a pause here, Brian, for our Star Spangled Banner.
That's the West Burlington Falcon Marching Band.
Under the leadership of Mark Eveleth. Great job by the Falcon Band, and they're going to be playing a pivotal role tonight. Homecoming 2015 here at Bill Nelson Field. One of the quotes from Nick Brewer earlier was, "It is homecoming," and these kids are excited about it. They always play hard for the homecoming game. This week we have tried to get back to basics. We've stressed fundamentals. We want to get back to basics and have some fun. So, Brian, what would you kind of encapsulate what he just said in regards to the keys to this game?
Well, I think and basically keys to the game. The teams are similar in regard to size and line, similar in outside speed, record. West Burlington Notre Dame needs to make plays. They need to make big plays. Pee-wee, tackle, lots of tackling and more tackling. West Liberty, well, they're going to throw the ball. and they're going to go into the flats and force us to make one-on-one tackles. We need to tackle them, and that's pretty much it. You know, we need to get a quick start. We've been plagued with early mistakes in the single play and turning the game against us. We need to play well early, both defensively and offensively. Again, I mentioned earlier, our 4 losses, they come to teams that are combined at 21-3. Those are good programs, good coaching, and we lost those games, but they are 21-3. And that's pretty much a victory tonight, and we can be right back into it. We got to win out to make the playoffs, and that's what we want to do. Let's go Falcons.
Well, those Comets starting quarterback from last year transferred to West Branch. So they are led by senior quarterback Josh Walshire. He's completed 20 of 64 passes for 229 yards, 1 touchdown, but he's been intercepted 5 times. The running attack is led by sophomore Joe Kelly. He's got 459 yards on 81 carries and 3 touchdowns so far this season. They are 6th in the district in total offense, averaging 242 yards per game, and are last in the district in total scoring with just 48 total points. So, as I said, Brian, if this team, meaning the West Burlington Notre Dame Falcons, aren't fired up for homecoming to beat a very beatable team, I don't know what else they can expect other than victory tonight.
Victory is on the game plan. I think it's in the playbook, and it's in all the thoughts of the coaches, the players, and this very large West Burlington Notre Dame fan base. I'm looking out here. The stadium is full on our side. You might see the visitors section over there. You probably won't see too much of our home section, but they came out tonight, and they came out.
Well, they're coming off a 1-game winning streak. You know, we're coming off another loss. So these kids are playing with a little bit of momentum, and they start off the game with a unsuccessful onside kick attempt, which will give the Falcons
what happened there? I
some
am
excellent
confused.
Field position.
Right off the bat, onside.
An onside kick to try to catch the Falcons off guard. Snodgrass recovered, and we've got 1st and 10 from our own 42-yard line.
And that's why you have kind of some of your receivers up there on the front line. You know, Snodgrass is a big receiver for the Falcons and got good hands.
Well, you know, Coach Brewer switched up his offense a little bit last week. He tried a couple of new wrinkles at quarterback. Spencer Ferguson played another. Ooh. And we've got carried it for a gain of maybe 2. We're back to live action there on our webcast, Brian. Looks like people can see it. Instead of just listening to us, they get to watch, which is good for them.
Listening to us is probably priority for them. I know that, but just let them know we have a little bit of a lag in the video, but they get the gist of it, and your play-by-play is going to bring them up to speed.
Walsher was going to take the snap from center, but before he could do so, Evan Dalton went in motion, and I believe someone moved too quickly, and that's going to be encroachment or offense or offsides on West Burlington Notre Dame. 7-0 Falcons. 2nd now and 2 for the Comets. Bryce Esmoil split wide left. And a nice stop by that West Burlington Falcon front line. Brought down Evan Dalton in his footsteps back behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of maybe 2 or 3.
And as I mentioned in my play, the kind of the keys to the game earlier tonight, we got to stop them early, and I think we're doing that right now initially.
Well, one thing that Coach Brewer talked about was he wants to contain that speed that the Comets have around the outside. They got 4, actually now 5 players split wide left and wide right.
Ooh, and boom.
And there was a abrupt collision in that offensive backfield.
Big number 77, that's Shavonte Nelson. That he's worked so hard in the last year, and he's come around, and he's just hype. You can just see it after that tackle.
We haven't seen a pass yet here in the first quarter with 9 minutes remaining, and they do have 2 very big targets, the Feldman brothers, Noah and Parker, number 11 and number 12. They're both right at about 6'4", but they're not going to have a chance to throw to him right now, Brian. It's 4th down and 9, and they're going to try the rugby punt. That's number 7, Josh Walshire. And back deep to receive is Spencer Ferguson. He escapes the tackle.
Look out, Spencer on the
Brian
run,
Brett.
ladies and gentlemen. Spencer Ferguson.
Spencer Ferguson returns about 32 yards on that.
Fleming, the score is 13-0, Falcons on top.
Jaden Zarita
Zaritas.
is getting ready to kick off for the Falcons. Up 13-0 here in the first quarter at beautiful Bill Nelson Field in West Burlington, Iowa. It's a perfect night for football. And there's the kick, end over end, almost fielded by the Comets. That's number 1, Tanner Iskey. He's the coach's son, and he's making some moves and gets tripped up by, I think, Donovan Ross down at about the 24, 25-yard line of West Liberty.
I think it was about a 17-yard gain. It could have been a lot worse than that, obviously.
A lot of times when those special teams players are flying down the field and they're trying to break off, avoid contact, get through some blocks, and you get a little change in momentum when that player bobbles the ball. Sometimes it turns into a big gain. In that case, we've got a personal foul face mask on that tackle.
Oh, my gosh.
That's obviously going to bring up a 1st down and 10, and that gives us a 43-yard line of scrimmage for the Comets.
That's just a penalty, obviously, West Burlington Notre Dame does not want.
That's the 3rd penalty already early in this game for Coach Brewer's Falcons. Josh Walsher under center. Looks like he fumbled the snap.
Very interesting. That line was late to go, if you will.
He might have plunged forward or recovered that fumble for maybe a loss of a yard or a half a yard. 2nd down and 10 to go. I said earlier, Brian, in the broadcast, Josh Walshire is a senior. He replaced their stud who transferred to West Branch last year, so he's in a new role at quarterback. Then he's going to hand off to his split end who came around in motion. That's number 9, Evan Dalton. Nice stop by several of the Falcons.
Everybody. The whole defensive line, we're going to give it credit to.
You'll have to forgive Brian and I. We both forgot our binoculars tonight, so we're going to have to rely on that HD television clarity so we can give you accurate calls tonight as to who's making the tackles.
It's a real nice camera, and I wish, when I'm out of town, I'm watching it. It's fantastic.
Well, wide left is number 11, Noah. Right is his brother, Parker Feldman. And they hand the ball right up the gut to Bryce Esmoil, the fullback, and he has a nice gain of at least enough for the 1st down, Brian.
Yeah, enough for the 1st down. They're just past midfield there, and, you got to feel there's a little momentum here by the Comets. And
well, that fullback, Bryce Esmoil, is a big kid. He's 5'10", about 200 pounds, so he's pretty stocky. No one now in the backfield. Number 15 goes in motion. They give the ball to him. He goes around the right side, and he is stopped by several Falcons again. Nice gang tackling by that Falcon front.
I don't have 15 on my roster. Do you see a 15?
I don't see a 15 unless he came up from the JV. It might be Joe Kelly from the JV roster. I'm not sure, but
just 5'9", 160. Let's see if he looks like. But anyhow, sometimes that happens, ladies and gentlemen, where they don't put it on our rosters. And unfortunately, we just may mention numbers.
Well, that number 15 is again split wide right. In motion comes Evan Dalton, and it's a keeper up the middle on a 2nd and 7. It's not going to be enough for a 1st. That's going to bring up 3rd down and a couple for the Comets.
Pee Wee, at this time, I'd like to welcome all of our West Liberty fans. The great Casey Fleming, fantastic radio voice and PA addresser, has been announcing all night how to watch this broadcast, and we welcome the West Liberty fans.
Well, Tate Snodgrass came in and kind of broke up the momentum of that play, but the Comets ran it around the right side, and I don't know if they got the first down. That is going to bring up a fourth down, and he didn't get it. Let's see if they go for it. They're in pretty good field position, and it looks like they're going to go ahead and go for the first down, 4th and about 3. Pretty gutsy call by Coach Iskey.
Coach Iskey, yeah, West Liberty.
So now Joe Baker is in at quarterback. He's number 4.
Look for a run here, and yep.
He kind of does that reverse wishbone, and looks like he probably rumbled out for 4 or 5 yards.
I don't think they got it here, P-Dub.
It's going to be close. Let's see where they mark it.
They didn't even measure there. It wasn't even nice. Hey, that's a big stop for West Burlington Notre Dame. Check that.
That's 1st and 10. He actually got it. 1st and 10 Comets. Good tackling, but unfortunately it was after he got the first. It's kind of hard to follow this offense, Brian. They mix up their quarterback. They got a lot of motion. And look out. There goes Evan Dalton, and he is going to go in for the score. That's exactly what Coach Brewer told Dave Schmidt earlier in the interview. We got to keep that speed contained. We can't let them get to the outside. They run a lot of that counter, and that's what that play was to number 9. And he went around that left end untouched. And by the time the Falcons caught up to him, he was already in the end zone. And here comes number 35, Andres Garcia Vargas for the PAT attempt. It is up, and it is good. That makes the score. West Burlington Notre Dame Falcons 13 and the West Liberty Comets 7.
With that, we're going to take a quick pause here. This is West Burlington Falcon Webcast. There was a flag on the field. We're back. And it looks like illegal motion on West Liberty. It's going to bring up a re-kick PAT. And as Pee Wee mentioned, number 35, Vargas to kick. Oh, bobble jobble. Oh, just a bit outside his release. What a heck of a throw there, P-Dub, to number 12, intended for Parker Feldman, just falls outside of his fingertips.
Well, they didn't draw that one up that way either. They didn't plan on fumbling that snap after that penalty. So now your score remains Falcons 13, Comets 6.
And with that, we're going to take a break. West Burlington Falcon broadcast. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to West Burlington Notre Dame Falcon webcast. I'm Brian Hopkins. Joined with me is Mr. Brian Fleming, the play-by-play. It's good to have you, Brian. Thanks again for coming, as always, volunteering your time.
Great to be here. Andres Garcia Vargas with not much of a kick.
What happened there? Must have went down there.
Apparently his knee must have touched the ground. I'd like to welcome all of our viewers and listeners.
There's I'm looking at the Pee-wee. I'm looking right now at the computer generated. There's 47 viewers tonight. We like to appreciate. That's a big That's a big deal. I mean, we just started this stuff early season, so we appreciate all 47 viewers tonight.
And we appreciate West Burlington High School and the superintendent, Dave Schmidt, for putting this broadcast together. We hope you guys enjoy it.
I'll tell you what, this guy comes here and he's Dave Schmidt, the executive producer. Whoa.
Xavier Williams with a missile to Spencer Ferguson, and almost breaks the tackle by Noah Barton. Gets the ball out to midfield, just over that hash mark into Comet territory. 1st and 10 for the Falcons. Great catch, great throw.
It just shows you how diverse this team is. Spencer Ferguson, a quarterback. No, he's a receiver this week, and he's a heck of a receiver.
Here's a planned quarterback keeper. Xavier Williams keeps it around the left end. He gains about 8 yards. Going to bring up a 2nd and about 2. Stop is made by Lopez and Barton for the Comets.
Well, West Burlington, they didn't phase them that last score by the Comets. They're attacking right now, if you will, and looking pretty good just over midfield.
The Comets are in a 4-3 defensive setup. And there's the quick pitch from Xavier to Spencer Ferguson, and he is going to scamper to pay dirt for a 42-yard touchdown run.
42-yard scamper. It looked like a laser to me, Pee-wee. That kid was lightning fast, and he's cutting left to right, front to center. That is Spencer Ferguson.
Well, I'm sure they've seen us on film, and they know that we've got speed. And obviously Xavier's got speed, Trousel's got speed, but with Trousel out of the lineup, Spencer Ferguson has done a nice job of filling that void and using his speed to put the Falcons up 19-6.
I'll tell you what, if I'm the Comets coach, I'm looking at what we've done to them so far, and a lot of it's been on the ground, and there's some big yards.
The PAT is good, making the score 20-6. We'll take a quick break and be back with you here in just about 60 seconds from now.
This is West Burlington Falcon Broadcast.
And we are back to live action.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen. Not a booming kick.
No one wants to pick it up. Finally, Noah Feldman does.
Brought down initially by number 21 for the Falcons. It's going to be Jaden.
1st and 10 for the Comets.
Where are they at, Pee-wee? About their 26-yard line, would you call it? Well, I'll tell you what, I'm excited after watching the last 3 weeks, playing 4 weeks, if you will, playing some amazing teams. I like to see Falcon football go back to what we are, and that's fast and furious, if you will.
1st and 10. Johnson goes in motion. Now Dalton goes in motion, and that's going to be a penalty.
Probably against West Burlington Notre Dame, I would guess.
No, that's going to, yep, you're right, Brian. It is offsides defense. That is our 4th penalty of the game, and I got to believe that Coach Brewer is not pleased with that.
I think he'll probably have some talks there, and he has his accounting firm down there as well, keeping track of penalties, and he's not going to be happy with that.
Well, he will be happy if they win, and so will the players, because he said for the final 3 games of the season, if the Falcons win, he's going to allow those boys to dance in the locker room after the game. So they're looking to dance, and so far that looks good. They're 20-6. It was 1st down and 5 there for the Comets.
With this running game for the West Burlington Notre Dame, I see a lot of dancing on the field already. So I think they've already done their job, if you will, out there.
Tackle was made by Tate Snodgrass, among others. Some of his partners that defensive backfield, helping him on the stop. Second down now and 2 with 2 minutes and 10 seconds remaining here in the first quarter. Quarterback Joe Baker under center, Dalton in motion, and Joe Baker just snuck it right up the middle over his center, and he got the first down.
Give that first down courtesy to the Comets offensive line. They had a good push for him there, and really did well to give him some room to pick up that big first down.
Stop was made by Shipley and Shavonte Nelson, but not after quarterback Joe Baker lunged forward and got that 1st and 10.
Listen, I want to tell you, 1:43 going right now. It's still the first quarter. I feel like I'm wore out, ladies and gentlemen. A lot of action going on right now. 20-6.
There's
Falcons.
that fullback counter where that quarterback is almost like a spin back. He gets that snap from center. He kind of spins around, and it's hard to follow the ball if you're playing defense. And he either keeps it or he hands off to his fullback, or sometimes he might even pitch it to a man in motion, a flanker. And that didn't do much. It gained about a yard. This brings up 2nd down and 9 for the Comets. Tackle was made by Fritz and Bell for the Falcons. Double reverse, and it's going to get slowed down and stopped.
I'm going to call it a 5-yard loss.
Well, Dalton Coffey got into
Flag.
the backfield and slowed down the progress, and then he slowed it down enough where some of his teammates could come and make the stop. And after the play was over, we have a personal foul against the Comets.
That's 5.
I'm sorry, it's against West Burlington.
West Burlington.
That's our 5th penalty. It's a personal foul.
I didn't see what happened. I want to click back my DVR and
It
check
looks like Matt Warner was the one that pulled the flag, and he just explained to Coach Brewer it looked like he shoved one of the
my
players after they've
goodness.
already been down, and that's not going to help matters much here, Brian.
They're going to go over mid.
Tate Snodgrass is the guilty party as Coach Brewer is giving him a little bit of a
Talking to, if you will.
talking to, yes.
Nobody wants, yeah. And you know what? You play hard, you're going to make some mistakes, and you see Coach just smack him on the shoulder and say, hey, you made a mistake, but you're good. I want you to play hard, and that happens. You
There's
know what I
a
mean?
quarterback counter. Yeah, I do. And Joe Baker kind of spun around and kept the ball, and we're coming up to probably the last play in the first quarter. 21 seconds in running. Gained about 6 on the play. Brings up 2nd down and 4, and we'll see if they can get this play up before the buzzer sounds. They will. Number 34 goes in motion. That's Chris McMichael. And he was the ball carrier as well. And he brings the line of scrimmage to the 35-yard line of the Falcons. 3.7 seconds remain in the first quarter. Your score is 20-6 in favor of the Falcons. And we'll step away as we move the chains.
This is West Burlington Falcon Webcast.
Second quarter, it'll
Welcome back to Bill Nelson Field. First down and 10 for the Comets. There's that fullback counter to number 34, Chris McMichael.
Stop made by number 5, I believe, Tate Snodgrass.
And he gained about maybe 5 on the play.
It's going to bring up second, and they're calling it 1. I'm going to call it 2.
He must have gained a little more than 5 then. I'm guessing he must have bounced up to about a gain of 8. And it's second down and 2. Ball is resting on the West Burlington Notre Dame 26-yard line. He's got receivers split left and right. Dalton goes in motion. He's going to fake to him. He's going to keep it. Baker's inside the 20, and he stumbles down inside the Falcon 15-yard line. Nothing complicated about this offense, Brian. They don't throw it. It's kind of a modified wishbone, the way he kind of disguises some of these plays where he's either going to hand off or keep it, and that keeps the defense guessing.
I'll tell you what, they're picking up some yards, though. Not looking bad here, the Comets of West Liberty.
Bryce Esmoil, he's the big fullback. He now is in the slot. Dalton goes in motion. They give it to Esmoil right at the middle, and watch out. He's rumbling, stumbling, bumbling down to inside the 1-yard line, and I'm not sure who made the stop. I think it might have been either Brissy or Greer might have made that stop.
I see a little yellow on the field as well there, Brian.
Well, there is a penalty,
and
I'm on the other team for a change.
Hey, check that. So we're at positive. It's 6-1 or 5-1, but they're going back. That's all that matters for West Burlington. If you're a West Burlington Notre Dame fan. Hey, we always try to do this.
It was an illegal shift against the Comets.
You can't shift too early, or that's what happens.
First down, but 15 to go now for West. Joe Baker's going to get into the shotgun formation. Esmoil's going to shift back down into his flanker role. Here comes Dalton in motion again.
And they're going to give it to him.
And he's not going to. Well, he actually kind of moves the pile to get reasonable yardage, but he's brought down by about 3 or 4 Falcons.
Not a bad run there. I mean, he picked up more than we thought he would initially, and brings up second down. We are going to make an announcement. We're going to give a cell phone number out. Pee-wee, you and I, we gain listeners every week, I think, because we're pretty much amazing. But we want to give out a cell number later. I want to know where you guys are listening from. The furthest we had was Afghanistan last year with Cam Guyan's brother was serving in Afghanistan. That's the furthest. So I'm looking for something further. But we're going to give out a phone number, grab a pen and a paper. We're going to do some questions and ideas.
All right, great.
Yeah.
Well, Baker, first throw of the night, I believe, for him, and you can see why they don't throw the ball much. That wasn't a very athletic attempt. He tried to reach his tight end, who was in motion there. That's number 11, Noah Feldman, and he couldn't bring the ball, and it was not a very well-thrown ball. He was being pressured in the backfield as well.
I was going to say, let's give that to the defensive line, if you will, for West Burlington Notre Dame. A lot of pressure, and well done there.
Third down, 12 to go. Under center is Baker. In motion is Dalton.
Big stop here. We need it.
They give it to him around the left side. Watch out. There he goes. And he escapes for his second touchdown of the game. On a third down and 12, they gave up 17 yards and the touchdown. The man in motion, Evan Dalton, he's just a junior. He's got speed, Brian.
He's got speed, and, again, it brings it to what you talked about earlier, what Coach Nick Brewer talked about earlier, which was
keeping contain on the outside, not letting them get around our ends. And when those ends get sealed inside, you've got to rely on those defensive backs and cornerbacks to make the stop, and they weren't able to catch him. Good blocking for the Comets, and now we've got a score of 20-13 in favor of the Falcons. But I'm not panicked, are you?
I'm not panicked. Momentum's going towards the Comets on that drive, obviously. Let's see if we can rise above, if you will. And
I'm going to say right now, Brian, that this is not much of a defensive struggle. Both defenses are struggling to stop these offenses. And the good news is we've got a touchdown lead, and as long as we keep that offensive momentum going, we should be in pretty good shape. But let's take a quick break, step away, and come back for the kickoff with the score: West Burlington 20, the Comets of West Liberty 13.
This is West Burlington Falcon Webcast.
Back deep to receive the kickoff from Vargas is Xavier Williams.
Ooh.
And Jacob Smith. And there's a pooch kick, which is fielded
Jacob Smith.
by Jacob Smith.
Look
and
out.
He is going to go around the right side and get
He's got some
extra
wheels.
yardage. And he gets out to midfield and gets shoved out of bounds by Jackson Ginrich. A nice return by the speedster, number 11, Jacob Smith.
I'll tell you, I think they're trying to kick away from our speedsters, but unfortunately we have a lot of them.
You can't avoid them.
And, Jacob Smith in track last year, he started off the season, he was the number 1 hurdler in the nation.
Country,
in the
right.
country, number 1. Ended up being number 3 right behind 2 seniors, so we look for big things for Jacob next year.
A bad snap again. Xavier Williams picks it up. He's going to look to throw.
He's going.
Oh,
hello.
no flag. The pass is complete to Tate Snodgrass after a slobber knocker of a block. I wasn't sure who that was that laid the wood on him, but there was a block that you could feel all the way up here in the press box. Alertly, Xavier Williams scampers around and avoids the tacklers from the bad snap from center.
Brian,
and timeout is called by the Comets.
That block was courtesy of Shaquille. Was that Shaquille? Shaquille Brown. And I'll tell you what, I felt it up here is what I'm trying to say, ladies and gentlemen. Timeout. And with that, you watch, rewind your DVR, and check it out. This is West Burlington Falcon Webcast.
After the timeout, it's 1st and goal Falcons from the 8-yard line. There's the snap to Xavier Williams, and he is on his way to his 3rd touchdown of the night.
Oh,
and we've got a cheap shot.
There's 3 flags on the field, ladies and gentlemen, 3.
That'll add a little insult to injury.
That's okay.
Touchdown is good. Xavier Williams has scored 3 touchdowns from that shotgun position for the Falcons. And I'm assuming this is going to be going against the Comets. Let's wait and see.
No one wants to assume.
Let's just say Xavier has a little bit of fire in his belly sometimes, so you never know who this is going to go against. Let's hope it's against the Comets.
I'll tell you what, though, you got to give some credit to Xavier Williams there in the newly formed quarterback position. He's looking pretty good. He's fast.
It's not often that you see a football team have 3 different starting quarterbacks when injury isn't the reason for making the switch. But you got to take your hats off to Coach Brewer for mixing things up, trying to find a combination that's going to work. And so far, it is against the Falcons.
Interesting.
A personal foul, Happy. And instead of a touchdown from the 8-yard line, they're going to march it all the way back to the 22.
You talk about a momentum killer. What's going to happen right now? We're going to be at first. Check that.
Now they're marching it back. I don't understand.
Left to right, north to, where are we? Northwest, east, south.
Oh, it was after the touchdown. It was after the touchdown. So the touchdown counts. So since the score took place before the penalty, the score is now 26-13, and we'll get penalized on the kickoff, I believe, as the Falcons get lined up to try to convert their point after.
We don't try to point out any flaws or anything by either team as far as penalties go, but I just don't know how you score a touchdown and then get a penalty afterward, a personal foul. And we don't know who is on, so we won't make that announcement. We don't know. But let's go positive. It's 27-13 West Burlington, Notre Dame.
Jaden Zarita converts the PAT, and we'll step away and bring you more action from Bill Nelson Field right after this break.
West Burlington Live, high definition broadcast.
And we are back to Falcon football with your score: West Burlington Notre Dame 27, West Liberty 13.
West Liberty, tough to handle in the kickoffs, if you will.
That was number 1 for the Comets. Tanner Iskey brought down by Shaquille Brown, who needs to have another shout out. That block that he laid on that previous play was something that they're going to enjoy watching in the film room on Sunday or Monday, because he just laid that kid out.
And Shaquille's he's a junior, so they got a whole nother year, of Shaquille. He's worked out hard in the weight room. Nick Brewer's really got these kids working hard, and it shows. We're excited about it. The future.
And remember that only 2 wins the Falcons have had this year have been against 3A schools, in Fort Madison Public and Keokuk High School. So they've struggled the most against schools more their size. So you got to give credit, even though those teams might not be the best 3A schools in the land. The fact that they went out there and beat them is commendable, and now getting this win tonight would be huge. A huge boost of confidence for these boys and Coach Brewer and his staff. 2nd down and 11, a loss of 1 on their first down from scrimmage.
I want to talk more about that after this play, Pee Wee, if you will.
Well, Joe Baker now out of the shotgun. I'm guessing Tanner Iskey's going to go in motion. They run about 3 plays, Brian. They bring a guy in motion. They either hand off to him around the end, or the quarterback spins, gives it to the fullback, or he keeps it.
1, 2, or 3.
So I'm hoping and guessing that defensive coordinator for the Falcons have spotted what we've spotted, and you can key pretty much on 3 guys. Number 45, Bryce Esmoil. The quarterback, Joe Baker. Number 1, Tanner Iskey. And number 9, Evan Dalton. Those are the only 4 guys that have actually touched the ball on offense so far for the Comets.
We did see, 1 or 2 passing plays, and it was disrupted by our defensive line.
So there's the spin move.
Boom.
There's the give to Esmoil. Pretty good speed for a big fella. He rumbles down to about the 34, 35-yard line of West Burlington. That's good for a first down.
A big first down, if you will. 27 yards on the gain.
Like I said, nothing fancy about this offensive scheme. They've got about 4 plays in their playbook, and unfortunately for the Falcons, they continue to be successful with those plays. 1st and 10 Comets. Here comes a pass play. Gets disrupted by number 52. I'm sorry, that wasn't 52. That was number 5, Tate Skodness. who made the tackle.
What I was going to mention earlier is, we talk about our 4 losses. The teams that we played against are 21-3. Schedules are set up every 2 years. This is the second so it'll be really interesting. My point is, it'll be interesting to see what schedule is next year. We played the same teams last year as we do this year, and I'm interested to see what our athletic director, Jeff Halsell, he's amazing. He's amazing coach. He's amazing athletic director. Kind of interesting to see what our schedule lies for next year, because it could be a bit different.
Well, another first down now for that Comet offense, led by quarterback Joe Baker. Again, that's one of those 5 plays they run where he just keeps it and runs right over his center and guard gap, and he gets into a pile, and they push that pile, and he gained about 10 or 11 yards on a simple quarterback keeper right over the back of his center and his left guard. Now we have a whistle.
Timeout, Comets.
We'll take a timeout as well, Brian, and come back on West Burlington Notre Dame Falcon football.
If you're listening live somewhere besides Burlington or West Burlington, text us. Hey, 319-457-0044. Text us. Tell us where you're at, where you're listening from, where you're watching. 319-457-0044. You want us to give a shout out, we'll do it. This is West Burlington High Definition Falcon broadcast.
After the Comet timeout, it's 1st and 10. Dalton in motion, and they're looking to throw. Baker's going to go deep into the corner of the end zone, and it is caught for a touchdown.
It's almost pass interference by the offense.
Well, that's that 6'4" target, number 11, Noah Feldman. It was not a very pretty pass, but when you got a kid 6'4" and your defender's about 5'11", that 5 inches of height obviously gives an advantage to the offense. And I'm not sure who was back there defending, but he couldn't get his hand in the face and break that ball or break that pass up. Brian, we have a ball game here, Brian.
Hey, you called it earlier. You mentioned the 2 brothers there, 6'4" and what, 6'4"?
They are both 6'4", and that was number 11, Noah Feldman.
You called that earlier, and they took advantage of it there. Run, pass, touchdown.
And that makes the score now West Burlington Notre Dame 27, and the Comets from West Liberty 20. 6 minutes and 17 seconds to go in the first half here at homecoming in West Burlington.
Oh, my goodness. Check this out. We got a listener, Redding, California. Yeah. It's a 750 number, so I'm guessing they're a Falcon fan, if you will. They didn't say where they're.
I'm guessing they know where Chico, California is then, too.
Chico, California. Is that close to Redding, if you will?
That's the TV market.
Oh, that's the big TV market out there. We got somebody else, B-Hop. I'm working hard cleaning the cafeteria and watching and listening. Pat Brewer. What's up, Mr. Pat Brewer?
Is he related to Nick Brewer?
I have no idea. Aren't all the Brewers related?
I wonder if he's
in some
related
way?
to Barb Brewer, who's a nurse here in town. I had lunch with her today, Brian.
How was it? What'd you eat?
We had a little catering in from Hy-Vee. It was darn tasty. Here's the kickoff, fielded by
Jacob Smith.
No, is it number 11?
Number 11.
My mistake. It was Jacob Smith. He didn't get a whole lot of yardage on the return.
14. I'm going to give him 14 yards on that.
Great field position now. 1st and 10 from the 36-yard line. 6 minutes and 12 seconds remaining. Falcons are holding on to a 7-point lead. No defense tonight on either side of the ball. Let's be honest. They've both had problems stopping each other. Let's hope that continues as we have the ball. And Spencer Ferguson gets up to about the 41-yard line for a gain of about 5.
I'm going to go with 5 as well.
Second down, 5 to go from the 41. I'm going to predict pass here, Brian. I'm going to throw a pass. Xavier Williams has now got 3 wide receivers split wide right. Jacob Smith is split wide left. Here's the snap. He's going to just keep it. He's going to turn on the afterburners, and we have another flag. That is the 7th flag in this first half against the Falcons, and where that flag was thrown is going to probably be a block in the back.
You know exactly who it's against. My goodness.
And it is holding against the Falcons.
That's why you're here. I understand last Saturday you were in Wisconsin.
Yes, Brian, I was. I was up in Madison helping my friend Gary Dolphin with his Learfield Sports Hawkeye broadcast.
Gary Dolphin, for those who don't know, and not very many, I'm sure, but he is the play-by-play announcer for the Iowa Hawkeyes, the 5-0 University of Iowa Hawkeyes, and you did some what for him?
I'm his spotter on the road, so when he's calling play-by-play, much like Sean Cockrell's doing for us tonight, we kind of use those binoculars and make sure that Dolph knows who made the stops, who made the catches, and it's called a spotter. So I was able to spot for Dolph, and
unbelievable.
It was a lot of fun because it was a great atmosphere, much like tonight here at West Burlington. And Jacob Smith almost makes another acrobatic catch.
Almost a Hail Mary, if you will. Just threw it up. 2 defenders all over Jacob. And as athletic as that kid is, he just couldn't come down with the play, unfortunately.
Well, no fault of Xavier's. He had 2 guys in his face, and he just kind of had to hurry that pass up and heaved it down there, and Jacob couldn't come up with the catch. 3rd down now and 14 for the Falcons. Xavier is going to stay in the shotgun. Is he going to keep it? It looks like it. And he's going to try to make something out of nothing. He's juking and jiving and
gets
losing about 3 or 4 yards on the play. You can't blame the kid, though. He's trying to make something happen. He's trying to make a play. He didn't have a lot of help from his blockers up front. And hats off to the defense there for the Comets. They held. That's the first 3 and out the Falcons have had tonight. And we have 4th down now and 16, and that brings on the punting team.
As far as the emotion of the game, if you will, the psychologically aspect of it, if you will, whistle. But, you know, that's a momentum stopper against West Burlington, Notre Dame. And when a score is 27-20.
If this is against West Burlington, Nick Brewer is going to blow a gasket. Nope, they're waving the flag off. No flag.
No penalty.
And we are going to have a timeout called by West Liberty with 4 minutes and 34 to play here in the first half. Your score, 27-20 in favor of your West Burlington Notre Dame Falcons.
That timeout is brought to you by Jimmy John's. Freaky Fast, Burlington Jimmy John's. Thank you for listening to West Burlington High Definition Falcon Broadcast.
And we're back. And there's the
booming kick.
Nice punt by Xavier Williams, and it is fair caught by quarterback Joe Baker. And that will put the Comets in a 1st and 10 situation from their own 39
Good field
yard
position
line.
here for the Comets. And, you know, like you said, I want to go back. I think you noticed exactly what they're doing. They're running the ball, and we need to focus our efforts on those 4.
One of the most frustrating
Comets.
things as a defense is when you know what they're going to do and you can't stop them. And that's what's happened here so far tonight.
Give them credit there.
So we got 1st and 10. We got 4 minutes and change here. Let's hope that the Falcons can stop them before halftime and keep that lead going into the locker room as quarterback Joe Baker keeps it and gains about 5. Shavonte Nelson with a nice stop up front for West Burlington, and that can bring up a 2nd down and actually about 10. So he got caught back just to the line of scrimmage.
I'm a bad spotter. I'm not as good
you're
as
not
you.
quite the spotter, I guess.
No, I said 5, number 5. I think he helped out a little bit. That's Snodgrass.
Our spotter had to make a quick break as he's watching the Cardinals defeat the Cubs in Game 1 of the NLDS. And nice play by
It looks like Derek Brissy, maybe.
Derek Brissy.
Wow,
burst through that block and stopped number 9, Evan Dalton, before he had a chance to even get moving forward.
And he's hype, Derek Brissy right there. Like I said, he's not the largest kid on the field, but he's got some of the biggest heart and some of the biggest wheels, if you will. He's a fast kid, and that loss courtesy of number 35, Derek Brissy.
And Brissy's playing at tailback now, and that puts Junior Rodrigo Ramos at fullback. Those two only have a combined 39 rushing yards this season when they're playing offense. So a lot of moving parts on this roster for Nick Brewer. They're putting guys in places they haven't been before.
Ooh.
And that is number 15. Again, we don't have his number on their roster unless that is Joe Kelly, who is
on the JV,
a freshman
number 15.
or a sophomore.
We may go with Joe Kelly on that, but unfortunately he's not on the varsity roster, and sometimes that happens,
It's 4th down then, Brian, and 14 to go, and the Falcons call a timeout. We'll call a quick timeout and be back with you in just.
This is West Burlington Falcon Broadcast.
And we are back, 4th down and 8 to go for the Comets. Back in punt formation is Josh Walshire, their quarterback. Let's make sure he doesn't try to do something tricky. And it is a rugby-style kick. Xavier Williams almost got a hand on it.
They're going to let it go. Good decision there by Spencer Ferguson. It will take it down to the 11-yard line, but that's a smart play there.
Well, that's back-to-back 3-and-outs for both of these defenses, which is something that hasn't happened all night. So let's see if the Falcons could get a little magic here before halftime. 2 minutes and 41 seconds to go. 1st down and 10 from their own 12-yard line.
You know what? I believe that's kind of a motto started last season. It's I believe we can win. I believe we can win. Boom, 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 boom. Just real hype. And with 241 and the speed of our quarterback and our backfield, I think they can pick up 89 yards in 241.
Well, it's homecoming. It's a homecoming dance, and Nick Brewer promises his players he's going to dance if they win. And what a pass by Xavier Williams out to Shaquille Brown, the 6'4" junior, for a big 1st down. And we have another yellow hanky on the field, Brian.
Well, they need to get themselves some
I'm going to guess it's a face mask on the Comets. Let's see if I'm right.
I wouldn't doubt your ability for somebody that worked for the Bears, the Chicago Bears for years, that starred in the movie Rudy and was in Wisconsin last week. I think you know a little bit of something about football. You know what I'm saying?
And they're going to wave off a flag again. Why are these referees throwing so many flags and then waving them off?
They're waving to us. They like us. They listen to us.
They might be waving to us, correct.
They like us. They listen to us on their off weeks, and they're just trying to say hi, Pee-wee.
Well, hello back, Mr. Referee. And let's just let these kids play. 27-20 is your score. 2 minutes and 24 seconds remaining here in the first half. It's 1st and 10 after a very impressive pass play from Xavier Williams to Shaquille Brown. And we have a
Spencer?
Run over left tackle. Spencer Ferguson was the ball carrier. He might have got a couple of yards. Brings up a 2nd down. The clock is still ticking. We have 2 timeouts left, I believe, Brian. I'm going to guess we're going to try to go deep here with a pass at some point to even try to get into field goal range.
Ooh.
Well, that incomplete pass is going to stop the clock.
And that stop, I do want to say something, though. We watch a lot of football, and you obviously know a lot more than I. But I got to tell you, this crew out here is first class, and I've seen them before. They do a good job. And, you know, if you're going to throw a flag and you get together and talk about it and pull it up, I respect that 100%.
Well, 3rd down now. 6 yards to go for the Falcon first down. 1:49 remains here in the second quarter. Shotgun snap goes to Xavier Williams, and he has got room.
See ya.
He's got some daylight.
Good blocking up top by Jacob Smith.
He gets pushed out of bounds by Tanner Iskey after a gain of about
a lot.
45 yards down to the 31-yard line of the Comets. That is the big play Coach Brewer was looking for as we try to add to our 7-point lead here in the first half. Clock is running. We have 1 timeout left.
I thought he got out of bounds, but I guess I'm wrong.
I did too. I'm surprised. I thought he was out of bounds. He's in the shotgun. He's got Spencer Ferguson in motion.
And he's going to run.
And he's going to keep it. And he's going to get stopped or slowed down.
I like that. And then he got an extra about 4 or 5 yards from the initial contact.
Noah Barton makes the hit on Xavier to stop his momentum. And we've got 1:09 seconds remaining. 2nd down and 1 yard to go. Let's get the first down, fellas. Out of the shotgun. Another bad snap from center.
Spencer's got it.
Ferguson
Let's
picks
go.
it up, and he is going to score. I do not see a penalty flag.
Ladies
and that is a touchdown on another broken play.
You talked about it earlier, the broken play with the Comets, and, you know, kind of bobbling the – I don't know. It's like sometimes it creates havoc on the defense, if you will, because they're all about going after that quarterback. They think he's going to pick it back up. Spencer Ferguson comes, gets the ball, another track star, if you will, and he just runs it in.
Jaden Zarita, the junior, is going to get denied. The upright got in the way of his PAT, and that's the 2nd PAT he has missed, unfortunately, for the Falcons. But we still hang on now to a 33-20 lead with 52 seconds remaining here in the first half.
The Falcons needed that for sure, you know. Momentum was definitely towards the Comets, and we got it back. But you know what? The next 52.8 seconds will define what's going to be said at halftime by both coaches.
Well, one thing, if I'm the coach, I'm going to make sure my center concentrates a little more on those snaps to shotgun, because that is making the job a little bit more difficult for our quarterback trying to pick up a ball that's rolling at his ankles. And give credit to Xavier Williams, as athletic as he is, to pick up that ball, get it into the hands of Spencer Ferguson, who scampered for that touchdown, Brian.
Scampered.
I see our halftime sponsor is with us tonight. Tammy Starkey Hopkins just got a new hairstyle, it looks like. Apparently she sold a home and was able to afford the coloring. So Congratulations to Tammy. When you're thinking real estate, think Tammy.
I think real estate every single day of my life, and I love thinking about Tammy.
Maybe she'll be our halftime guest tonight, Brian.
Who knows?
Well, here's the kickoff by the Falcons. Clock is running. That's number 45.
Ooh, big yards.
Bryce Esmoil, and he is all the way out to the 45-yard line. Stop was made by...
I'm looking. Number 35.
Darius Redd also made this stop along with Derek Brissy. Let's not let these Comets sneak back in with 45 seconds left in the half.
As I mentioned, the halftime speeches are going to be defined right now.
First down and 10 for the Comets. Joe Baker in the shotgun, that familiar formation. Esmoil goes into the slot. In motion goes Dalton. Here's the snap. It's a good one. He's going to pass, or he's going to try to pass.
Hello.
And he gets slowed down by Snodgrass and then stopped by big number 77, Shavonte Nelson.
Got about 2-3 yards on the play.
Well, it looks like they're not going to use their timeout. They're going to let that clock run out and run maybe one more or two more plays. Their offense looks to be a little confused right now. Xavier Williams is shadowing Noah Feldman, the big 6'4" wide receiver. In motion goes Dalton.
Oh.
And we've got a flag on the play. That's going to stop the clock. Let's see what the call is.
Whitecap threw that in the
I'm guessing it's going
backfield.
to be an illegal block against the Comets, and it is. That'll bring him back 5 more yards. Now, will we have a homecoming king or queen crowned at halftime, or they already announced
We
that?
were crowned, baby. Last night they had the big Thursday night gig. They were tug-of-warring. They were playing games. They crowned the king and queen, and that'll all be disclosed during your halftime interview.
Who?
Haley Schneider was the queen.
Haley Schneider, congratulations, is the homecoming queen. And this is going to be the last play of the second quarter.
They got about 5
Joe
seconds
Baker.
to go.
And a full-out blitz.
See you later.
And Snodgrass
buries
him for a loss of about 12.
Night there.
So we now go into halftime with your score, West Burlington, Notre Dame, 33, and the Comets from West Liberty, 20. Enjoy the halftime festivities. Listen to the West Burlington Falcon Band, and we'll be back with more live action in just a few minutes.
This is West Burlington Falcon High Definition Broadcast.
Welcome back to Bill Nelson Field here in West Burlington, Iowa. Your halftime score here at homecoming: West Burlington Notre Dame 33, West Liberty 20. Got about a minute and a half left here in the halftime homecoming festivities. We have a nice crowd on hand. We'd love to give you some halftime stats, but we do not have a statistician, so we can't provide those to you. But the most important stat is the score, 33-20 in favor of your Falcons.
I'll tell you what, these boys are getting hyped. They're getting the blood flowing out there. I don't know if you can see it or not. They're panning over right now, and they're popping some jacks. They're doing some jacks.
You know, Brian, you're sounding great tonight, and it's nice to know that Cody Van Fleet, former Notre Dame basketball coach, is tuning in tonight, and he says we sound great as though we have honey in our voices.
Honey in our voices?
Yes.
And I'll tell you what.
Coach Van Fleet.
Thank you very much. If they had a camera on us, too, I mean, it'd even be a little more sweeter than honey, if you will, but that's just my thoughts.
We might have to add a camera to our broadcast next year.
It's an evolution. I mean, we get better and better. We're like fine wine, ladies and gentlemen, right here.
Kind of like Boone's Farm.
Little MD. 2020, ladies and gentlemen, the score is 33-20. Speaking of 20, we like to thank a lot of this to, you know, there's this superintendent. He came in a few years ago, Dave Schmidt.
Yes.
Very proactive, works well with the community, the local city government. I'll tell you, our school system and our government work hand in hand together to make things better, bigger, bolder, and faster. And Dave Schmidt brings this webcast to you. You know, he stepped up, got us some good equipment, high-def cameras, and it's going to get better every year. So thank you to him.
Again, if you want to give us a shout-out, let us know where you're watching and or listening from. You can send a text to my partner in crime here, Brian Hopkins. Brian, what's your number?
319-457-0044. 319-457-0044. I'll say it again in about 45 seconds, but let us know where you're listening from. Give us your name. We'll give you a shout-out.
Maybe we can do a quick little high school mascot trivia.
Let's do it.
So they can text in their messages, and we might give them a free West Burlington Notre Dame T-shirt or a piece of Papa Murphy's pizza.
Yeah, who knows? They might get a free Jimmy John's 8-inch slider or something. You just don't know.
I do know if Cody Van Fleet is tuning in tonight, he is epic when it comes to high school and college nicknames.
Yeah.
So he can text to me. He has my number if he can get this right.
Well, I'm going to give my number out one more time because
Okay.
I think they just ran and got a pen because they're excited about this trivia. We started this last week. It's 319-457-0044. 319-457-0044. What kind of trivia you got for us here, P-Dub?
Well, we can do college mascots. We could do high school mascots. We can do really anything we want.
Let's go college. I'm just going to throw college out there, and then we'll go back.
Let's go with Scottsdale Junior College in Scottsdale, Arizona.
Junior college. No Google. Did we mention that? No Google.
Well, we can't stop them.
I don't know how you stop Google. There's got to be something that's Google.
Well, let's see. If Cody Van Fleet doesn't get this, I'll be shocked.
I got no rings on my phone. No. Watching in Newton. I got a Newton.
Home of the former Nighthawks and the Newton Cardinals.
The Newton Cardinals, if you will.
I used to live in Newton. I was a Maytag trainee in Newton, Iowa in 1984.
Did you fix the appliances or?
No, I sold them.
You're a heck of a salesman. I mentioned earlier my friend Brian Fleming. He did work for the Bears for a number of years, and he was in the movie Rudy. Would you play offense or defense there?
I played wherever they told me to go. I just tackled Rudy all night.
And also last week he was in Madison, Wisconsin, working for Dolph as a spotter.
I call it work, but I didn't get compensated for it.
You know what? If I'm getting those type of seats and working that, and they come out with a win, 5-0, Iowa Hawkeyes, the great, amazing Iowa Hawkeyes, which you'll be in Iowa City with me tomorrow. Is that correct?
Yes, it's homecoming here at Bill Nelson Field. It's also homecoming at Kinnick Stadium tomorrow as the 4-1 Fighting Illini from Illinois will be invading Kinnick Stadium. And it ought to be a great game, but the Hawks are heavily favored by 11.5 points. So
It's interesting to me.
let's hope they can go 5-0 and then go over to Chicago and face Northwestern, which ought to be a great game. And our game is a great game. Unfortunately, it gets off to a rocky start here in the second half with Tanner Iskey getting about a 37-yard return and another penalty marker to start off the second half.
Brian, that might be a late hit.
Out of bounds. I think you might be right. Let's see what the Zebras have to say. Where's our white hat? Personal foul, late hit out of bounds against the Falcons. That is number 8. Didn't take long for us to get penalized again, Brian.
I'm guessing Coach Brewer did not draw that up in the locker room. I'd like to know where our friend from Newton is. Are they a foe or a friend of the Falcons?
I wonder if our Newton viewer or listener has ever been to the Newton Inn for lunch. Has the best homemade soup I've ever had. Outstanding. And 1st and 10 now as we start off second half action for the Comets. Ironically, 15 is in motion. There's the spin back, number 45, Esmoil. He rumbles up to about the 36-yard line. Gain of maybe about 3. So Shipley makes the stop.
You're giving Shipley, nice job on the stop there. You're giving shout out to Soup in Newton.
Soup in Newton, yeah.
What kind of soup did you have in Newton?
The best soup they had was turkey pot pie soup.
Unbelievable.
Almost like a casserole in a bowl. Tremendous.
Well, if you're in Newton, ladies and gentlemen, check out the Newton Inn.
I think they've closed it down, or it's become like a Holiday Inn Express or something. Speaking of Express, that is the Joe Baker Express as he rumbles over the left side of that offensive line of the Comets for a first down.
Oh, my gosh. All right, so our Newton friend is a Falcon friend. And unfortunately, I'm sorry if you're in Newton, you cannot have the turkey casserole soup because I find out it is a Holiday Inn Express.
It's also home of the Iowa Wrestling Hall of Fame. Did you know that, Brian?
I did not.
Here's the pitch play out to number 15, the freshman or sophomore, Joe Kelly, and he is still on his feet, and he is going to score.
Yeah.
I stopped to take a look down at my lineup sheet to see what his name was, Brian, because he's not on our varsity roster, and I looked back up, and he was running over the goal line for a touchdown.
You know, he didn't give up there, and you got to give credit to number 15. Unfortunately, he's not on our roster. We could give a shout-out to the number 15 for the JV team. It could be Joe Kelly. We don't know, unfortunately. Apologize to any of the number Comet fans. We're at 59 right now. Our amazing PA announcer, Casey Fleming, made a few announcements, and we up listeners by 12 viewers.
Well, they tuned in at an inopportune time because the Comets took that drive from their own 36-yard line and marched all the way down for a score, making the score 33-27 in favor of the Falcons. The good news is, Brian, the Falcons have not trailed yet at all, and we're going to have a little live music tonight between timeouts, maybe. Couple of the Fighting Falcon marching band members are in the.
They're up here. You know, they know a good thing when they see it, and a good thing is Jimmy John sandwiches because both of them came from the marching band. They're taking a break here, and they are rocking out some Jimmy John's courtesy, and we appreciate that.
And nobody has yet to give us a guess for the Scottsdale Community College mascot. Or have you received any text messages yet?
I got a lost signal, but the artichokes.
That is correct. It is the artichokes.
And then Marlowe Prickett. Oh, Burlington.
Oh, that's our winner, Marlowe Prickett. We're going to have to get Marlowe Prickett a gift certificate for a piece of pizza or for a.
Come out and have some pizza. I just had one. It's pretty delish. Ain't gonna lie.
That was not a very well executed kickoff return by the Falcons. Xavier Williams went to block, and the other return man slipped and fell, and that is going to put them deep in their own territory to start their first offensive possession of the second half. First down at 10.
Deep in their own end zone or territory, like you said. But you know what? I'll tell you what. The wheels. I'm going to envision a running play. It's going to be Xavier Williams, and they're going to try to pick up a big gain. Let's see what happens.
33-27 is your score. Xavier Williams is your quarterback out of the shotgun. He runs that very familiar keeper. Tackle is made by Andy Lopez. That defense is fired up. They've got momentum on their side. Brian coming out of the blocks fast and furious in that second half. First possession, they march down and score.
Momentum, and you saw it right there on that defense. They came out of the locker room, their hype. Fortunately for them, their offense gave them more momentum, and let's see what happens.
Well, there's the misdirection from Xavier Williams. He hands off to, I'm not even sure who that was.
35.
Derek Brissy, all 5'9", 155 pounds of him. He squirted out there to maybe a gain of 1 or 2. Third down now and 6 for the Falcons.
Gain of 1, third down, 6.
Again, we'll have to remind our audience that Isaiah Trousel, familiar number 28, who's one of the leaders on this offensive platoon for the Falcons, is out tonight injured. He's injured his ankle. So they are minus one of their key offensive cogs in this machine. And unfortunately, the other stud,
Fourth down, 6 for West Burlington.
Xavier Williams, was unable to escape the tackle of number 12, Parker Feldman.
I'll tell you what I saw there. I saw up the middle, and, we got speed, we got legs, we got quickness. We like to get at the outside, give them some room to roam, if you will, and we didn't do it on that series.
End-over-end kick goes to about the 45-yard line where Joe Kelly fields it, and he's going to put his Comets in pretty good field position as they begin their second offensive possession of the night. I'm sorry, of the second half. They're going to have 1st and 10 down on their 28-yard line of the Falcons.
And, again, the momentum is clearly in the
It's
Comets'
shifting,
favor.
Brian.
Score of 33-27. Falcons just on the upside.
Well, I know these Falcons have worked hard in the offseason preparing for this year, so I know they're in good condition, and let's hope they can out-muscle the Comets here in the second half and wear them down a little bit. But right now, it looks like the Comets are wearing down that defense as Joe Baker then runs around the right side for a first down. And they are moving the ball at will here in the second half. He's got wide receiver split wide left. He's got 2 split wide right. Empty backfield. Dalton goes in motion. They fake to him and give it to the fullback, and he is burrowing his way over the left side of that offensive line to gain him maybe 3 or 4 yards. That's Esmoyle.
It's good for a first down for the Comets, and I'll tell you what, if I'm a Falcon coach, I'm worried right now. They seem to just keep, would you say it was burrowing?
Well, this would be the first time that the Falcons have relinquished the lead if they do, in fact, go in and score a touchdown here. So let's hope that doesn't happen as they run the quick pitch out to
15.
Number 15, the true freshman.
There's a good stop right
Joe
there.
Kelly.
Number 55.
Brissy makes the initial contact, brought down by a host of Falcons, including Tate Snodgrass. Clock is running, 7 minutes and 44 seconds here in the third quarter at Bill Nelson Field. Homecoming 2015. Second down now and 9 for the visiting Comets. And Joe Baker is under center with an empty backfield. In motion goes Dalton. And there's the quarterback spin move that I don't know if he meant to do that or that was a busted play, but he muscled his way up the middle of that defense of the Falcons for a gain of a couple.
And I'll tell you what, Jed Jaden read that as a coach would, no backfield. So he's either going to keep the ball or a pass, and Jet read that pretty well for a minimum game, if you will, minimal.
Well, Brian, I'm not going to say this is the play of the game, but this is a key play for this defense. If they can slow them down and not give them a first down, it would be a great confidence booster for the Falcon defense, and I can't tell from our angle if
He's saying he's still in.
He's in bounds. I just don't know if he got 6 yards or not. they stretched that offense around the left end, which is what Coach Brewer told us before the game. That's what he wanted to avoid, wanted to contain them, and they did. Brings up a 4th down, and let's see if Coach Iskey is going to go for it. I'm sure if this was Kirk Ferentz's call, he'd probably go for it these days.
Yeah.
4th down and 2. Time for the defense to stiffen, dig in those heels. I bet he's going to sneak it right up the middle. Let's see what Joe Baker does.
And he does.
And there is a pile of about 22 kids at about the 10-yard line, and I can't tell what the signal is going to be from the officials. Let's see. And he did indeed get the first down.
Unbelievable. I'll tell you what happened there on that initial score by the Comets is one thing they did. They took the fans out of it. That for whole first half, they were on their feet. They were cheering. They're loud. And I have not yet hear a word. It's a whisper here.
They have definitely quieted this crowd. And they have a 1st and goal from the 6. Give it to Esmoil up the middle. The big fella rumbles up the middle of that defense, and he gets stopped by number 55. I'm sorry, Tate Snodgrass made the stop. It was number 5. And several other of his teammates.
It's going to bring up 2nd 1.
1 yard line to give the Comets their first lead of the contest. Under center is Joe Baker. In motion is Dalton. There's a give to Esmoil, and he is in for the Comet touchdown.
Esmoil in for the Comet touchdown.
At the 5-minute and 11-second mark here in the 3rd quarter, we now are tied 33-33. And if you like scoring, 3 timeouts left for both teams in the 3rd quarter. It's 33-33, but that's going to probably change here as they snap it to Walshire. He puts down the hold. The kick is up, and the kick by Andres Garcia Vargas is good, and that is the first lead of the game for West Liberty. We'll take a quick break with West Liberty leading now 34-33.
This is West Burlington Falcon Broadcast. We're back. Man, I'll tell you what, momentum, the Comets.
Well, if you like scoring, you must be enjoying this game. They've got 67 points on the board, and there's that pooch kick that goes to Jacob Smith, and he's got some running room.
Let's go, baby.
He's going to try to keep.
No.
Oh, my goodness.
What's he doing, lady? Ooh.
He started dancing a little too soon. The dance isn't until after the game, but he tried to make something happen, and he got about 12 yards on the carry. First down now and 10 from their own 35-yard line.
You'll see that with West Burlington. I mean, they're going to do a big play. They may get a loss for 5 or so, what they could have had, but you know what? It's interesting to watch them. A lot of speed.
Well, I give credit to Coach Iskey's defense because they have definitely made some adjustments to slow down the Falcon offense because they were pretty much doing whatever they wanted to in that first and second quarter.
Oh, nice pass there. You've seen the wheels by Xavier Williams, but what a spot-on pass complete to.
Snodgrass made the catch, and he got stuck hard right in the spine by number 51, Andy Lopez.
That's close to a first down.
That was a heck of a throw and maybe even a better catch, and for him to hang on to the ball after getting hit like that was something special. Second down now and 1. He got 9 on the play. Xavier Williams is back at his own 40 in the shotgun, fakes the pass. He's going to keep it, and he's going to get stopped by Robert Lopez. And Joe Baker was also in on the stop, but not before Williams got the Falcon first down.
Something to watch here. Xavier Williams, he's going to be running a lot, but you watch that ball, you watch that control. Hopefully one doesn't get away from him. That one was a little outside of his comfort zone, tucking it in, if you will.
Well, let's see if this offensive explosion here so far for the Falcons gets this crowd back into the game. As Xavier hands off to Spencer Ferguson, he gets tattooed right as he crosses about the 44-yard line. And let's hope he's okay. He's a tough kid. He's okay. But, boy, what a stick by number 11, Noah Feldman.
And like you said, that defense has stepped up. They are a different defense than we saw in the first half.
Those Feldman brothers are, they both play end and wide receiver. They're both 6'4". Oh, what a catch.
Oh, my.
By Snodgrass.
Oh, my, ladies and gentlemen. He could go 10-5 and touchdown. Snodgrass. I felt like he had sticky gloves on that. Did you see that ball come in? It just attached to his fingertips.
He's Spider-Man. We're going to call him Spider-Man the rest of the night.
Unbelievable, ladies
hats
and gentlemen.
Hats off to Snodgrass for making an athletic catch, and hats off to Xavier Williams for putting the ball right in his mitts.
Right in the numbers, ladies and gentlemen. Momentum back to the Falcons.
And he had Jacob Dickey draped all over him, and he still was able to make the catch and then do the rest, scampering 37 yards from the point of the reception for the Falcon touchdown. Looks like Coach Brewer is drawing up a 2-point conversion as they lead by 5 right now. And Xavier was in the shotgun, and we have a flag. And it's going to go against the Falcons' delay of game. That's going to cause some gray hairs if you're Coach Brewer. He doesn't have much to show up there, but what's there might turn gray when that is now their 10th penalty of this game.
From the accounting firm of Johnson, Murphy, and Hello, that's the 10th penalty. With that, we're going to take a quick break real quick. We are back. And Shaquille is wide open. Let's see what happens here.
Xavier's pass was intended for Brown, and unfortunately, he was not able to haul in that pass. But the good news is we've regained the lead with 3 minutes and 23 seconds remaining here in the third quarter. 39-34 is your score from Bill Nelson Field.
Hey, so yesterday we talked about the festivities, if you will, on Thursday night. A lot of stuff going on. They auctioned off a helmet last night. This gentleman, his name's Brian Woolridge. He's up in the press box over here. He bid $650 on the thing. And you know what's funny is last year he bought the football for $800. This guy's an amazing gentleman. I want to give a shout-out to Liberty Trucking down in Burlington, close to Weaver, Iowa. And, the last couple of years he's given about $1,500 for Falcon football, and that's much appreciative. If you notice this year we got new helmets, got some new jerseys, and we really appreciate all the fine folks that help out West Burlington Notre Dame football program.
I spent a little money last night at the SEC Celebrity Night fundraiser. They raised about $10,000 for SEC athletics.
Wow. Is that for the entire program or
just for athletics?
Just for athletics.
For
nice.
all athletics,
yeah, sure.
Softball, soccer, volleyball.
Nice.
Here's the kick by the Falcons, and it's going to go end over end to about the 35-yard line. And looks like number 15, Joe Kelly, is going to field it. He's slippery, and he gets out to about the 38-yard line. And Shipley was there to make the stop for West Burlington Notre Dame. 3 minutes and 13 seconds to go in the third quarter. And I'm going to tell you again, Brian, I think this is going to be a very crucial possession for the defense. After that emotional offensive spurt, that big touchdown, let's see if we can hold them to 3 and out and get that ball back in the offense's hands. There's that spin move by the
Boom.
quarterback, and he's going nowhere.
Derek Brissy in the backfield.
Oh, is that Derek Brissy again?
Derek Brissy,
Yep.
For the sack.
small but mighty. What a heads-up play. Dragged down Joe Baker before he could get started on that quarterback keeper, and he's going to lose 2.5 yards on the play, brings up second down and 12.
You know what I like, though, about this team, this West Burlington Notre Dame team? It's not really one person you'll hear a couple times, but we've mentioned a lot of names here tonight, and you just got to give it up to them. Hopefully we can continue.
One name you don't hear us talk about is Isaiah Trousel, as we mentioned earlier in the broadcast. He is out with an ankle. We miss him not only on
Oh, loose ball.
Fumble on the play.
You
there
were
was a
saying,
fumble.
though,
I was
Isaiah
gonna say,
Trousel.
we
yeah.
miss him on defense, too,
Oh,
not
my
just on
gosh.
offense.
The kid's amazing. Obviously, he's missed, but this might not be a bad game for him to sit out if it's 50-50. Could he play? Could he not play? I'd rather see him sit out this one and play the next if possible.
Well, he originally injured that ankle against West Branch a few weeks ago. And like I said, next man in, Derek Brissy's doing a bang-up job so far, filling in for the injured Isaiah Trousel. Third down now, 10 to go for the Comets. Under center is Joe Baker. He's looking to throw,
It's a pass, but
and he's
gotta
going to get dragged down.
man,
Or
he's
not.
working. You got to give credit there to the quarterback. That kid is
These
working.
kids don't go down easy. I'm about ready to call the number of the guy that tackled him, and they keep slipping through the hands of these Falcon defenders, but thank goodness they finally got him rounded up, slowed him down, got him to the ground, and I believe that is going to bring up
Fourth down.
fourth down.
Yeah, fourth and long here for the Comets. This is a crucial play right here because I think they're going to go for it.
They are going to go for it. No, they're going to try that
right.
rugby-style punt, I'm guessing.
There you go.
Andres Garcia Vargas is back to assumingly punt. He can kick
Right.
with both legs. You realize that? He kicked with his left leg there. And the last time he kicked with his right leg.
All right, you probably need to go down here. Whistle on the play, stoppage.
And the return didn't get much, but Spencer Ferguson fielded the punt from about the 34, 35-yard line. Brings up now a 1st and 10. Good defensive stand for the Falcons. A little more momentum. Now I can kind of feel the crowd getting back into it, Brian.
I can as well. We're going to be right at the 36-yard line, like you said. We picked up maybe 2 yards. But let's see if the West Burlington Falcons can get in the rhythm again as they were on the last possession.
If I'm going to give a game ball at this point of the game, I got to give it to number 5, Tate Snodgrass. Let's see if he can hook up again with Xavier Williams, as Xavier's going to keep it and tries to find blockers. He delays his run, waits for a block. Nice gain.
8 yards, I'm going to call it.
I think when Xavier has the ball, he kind of spoils us as fans because we expect him to break every run and score from 80 yards out. But that play gained 8 yards. That is a very, very productive first down play.
Listen, if you're getting 8 yards a run, you're going to win ball games. So.
When I was in high school, Harold Tackleson, the legend, used to say we're going to run the same play every time until they can stop us. And if it's a off tackle that gains 4 yards, until they stop it, we're going to run it.
Speaking of stop it, courtesy of number 56, who is that?
Jacob Barton. That's Noah Barton's brother. They have 2 sets of brothers, and he's not a very big kid. He's 5'9", 162 pounds, but he made a nice stop on the play. Third down now as we approach the end of the third quarter, and we are going to go into the fourth quarter with your score at homecoming. West Burlington Notre Dame 39 and West Liberty 34. We'll be back in just a moment.
This is West Burlington Falcon High Definition broadcast.
as we return to action here at Bill Nelson Field, beginning the fourth quarter of play. A couple quick scores to catch you up on. Iowa City Little Hawks are beating the Burlington Greyhounds right now, 31-0. Our score here, 39-34 in favor of West Burlington.
And
New London is beating
Xavier
Van
Williams.
Buren 50-6. Mediapolis up on L&M 20-14, and Fort Madison is all over Centerville, 30-13 in the third quarter.
Xavier's pass almost intended here for number one. Just out of his fingertips. I don't know how you say that last name. Would you say? Iski, yeah.
That's the coach's kid.
Yep. Just off the fingertips of Xavier, almost intercepted.
Okay, fourth down now and 6, and they're going to go for it.
They're passing again. Oh, my gosh.
Oh, it's Spencer Ferguson to Xavier Williams, and he's going to make the grab at the 20-yard line, and it is a touchdown for West Burlington Notre Dame. Coach Brewer mixes it up again, brings Spencer Ferguson back in to quarterback, and throws a bomb in double coverage to good old number one, Xavier Williams, and he did the rest. Made a great catch, and
Fantastic catch.
And then sprinted down about 24 yards once he made the grab for a Falcon touchdown. That, my friend, is a game changer.
That'll bring people on their feet, and I got to tell you something here. You know, that's something we haven't seen, but there's people on the next level. Xavier Williams, obviously, is being looked at by other people, and that's why he's being looked at. You know, tonight you've seen him in the quarterback role. He's not a quarterback player at the next level. I like that. Receiver, he can jump high, he can catch the ball.
Well, he is now back in the shotgun at quarterback.
Why
a little
not?
Confusion on the point after attempt here as a couple of Falcons were not ready to get out on the field, and that's going to be our 11th penalty. That's kind of the theme. We make an amazing play like that and then kick ourselves.
If you're going to do something, do it well. If you're going to do something, do it well. We are now in double digits. We have 11 penalties, and, good for them on the penalty side. Hopefully.
Well, like I said, if you like points, we've got 99 of them up on the board right now, 45-34 with a 2-point conversion pending. So we just lost the lead seemingly about 5 minutes ago, Brian, and now we're trying to add to a 45-34 lead. And that 2-point conversion is going to fail. Williams' pass was intended for Spencer Ferguson, and Spencer slipped and couldn't make the catch. But that now makes it an 11-point ball game.
11 points. There's 11:43. Speaking of 11:43 left in the game. And, hey, it's an exciting game. If you're an offensive guy, you like it. A lot of action going on. Defensive guy, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't want to be either defensive coordinator and look at this game film on Monday because a lot of points on the board. But the best news about that is that the one with 45 is the green and white tonight. That brings the Falcon fans to their feet. A little more excitement now here at Bill Nelson Field.
You got to give some credit to the student section. They've been on their feet all night, but you're right. They got hype here a minute. Want to give a shout-out to Mecca Riley. She's the pep rally coordinator, if you will. Thank you very much for that. And she's been hype all week. She's been doing a lot of volunteering and an amazing person. Her son, Grant Riley, actually graduated last week. She has a youngin' coming up in the middle school program, so we appreciate her service.
Back deep for the comments, Tanner Iski, number 1. Freshman, number 15, Joe Kelly. Here's the kick.
Not a
nice
bad
end
kick.
over ender. It's going to go to Kelly at about his own 15. And initial contact was made by Brian Brem. And unfortunately, he was not able to wrap him up and stop him, which gives them pretty decent field position at their own 30-yard line.
Hey, you got to give credit to that receiver there, and I forgot who you said it was, but he got an extra 10 yards on the play after initial contact. So
we've seen some pretty impressive hits tonight. They're not afraid to hit out there tonight, and got 11 minutes and 33 seconds left And let's see who's got more punch in their offense, the Falcons or the Comets.
15.
And right now, I'd say the Comets have slowed that momentum down a little bit. They came out strong in the third quarter, but here in the latter part of the third quarter and now in the start of the fourth, you can feel that momentum really switching over to the Falcons.
I feel like a ping pong ball. I'm going back and forth. I have no idea where I'm at.
Second down and 4 after a gain of 6 by Jacob Dickey. Coach Brewer mixing up his defense a little bit, brings in a nickel back. Jacob Smith now over at right cornerback. Xavier Williams is shadowing number 11, Johnson. And there is that familiar quarterback keep by Joe Baker. Gain of about 4. Tackle made by, guess who? Number 5, Tanner Snodgrass. Good enough for a Comet first down on the 41-yard line. Beautiful night for football.
It's a football night. You know what? It's brisk. It's not cold. I like it.
Perfect fall football weather. Having a chilly dump out here tonight for homecoming. I didn't get down for them chili, but thanks to Jimmy John's, I had a couple of sandwiches up here. Appreciate the Gatorade that you provided for me tonight, Brian.
You know, hey, I'll tell you what. Pepsi's a big sponsor of West Burlington Falcon Sports. They provide us a plethora of amazing donations, including scoreboards. We like to give a shout-out to Pepsi. I don't know if Gatorade's a Pepsi product, but I'm assuming it is. It's delicious, and I like it.
Second down and 5 for West Liberty. Dalton mode, and he gets the quick pitch from Baker. Still on his feet.
Finally.
Initial stop was made by Nelson, and then finishing him off was Jet Jaden.
You got to give some love to Shavonte Nelson. He's playing with some
fire.
Some fire. Thank you.
Third down, 2 yards to go for the Comet first down. 9 minutes and 20 seconds. The clock is moving. The clock obviously favoring the Falcons. They're going to go ahead and let these Comets run as many plays as they want as long as that clock keeps running.
Ooh.
But that is not what we want to see.
He'll get brought down.
Spencer Ferguson was able to save the touchdown. Bryce Esmoil has been running roughshod all night.
Hey, give some love to Bryce right there. Any Comet fan listening right now or watching the broadcast, you got to be cheering that on right now. Comets down by 11. Big run there, and let's see what they have.
Esmoil is just a sophomore. He's 5'11", 205 pounds. He is a bowling ball of a running back. First down, 10 yards to go. There's the quick pitch or the jet sweep, whatever you want to call it. That went to number 1, Tanner Iskey, the coach's son.
Hey, big stop right there by number 26, Tanner Snodgrass.
The Snodgrass brothers. Lots of brothers out there.
Lots of brothers.
The
Everybody's
Snodgrass brothers,
everybody
the
has
Iskey brothers, the Feldman brothers, the Barton brothers of West Liberty.
The Bryan brothers.
That's right. Dave Schmidt's in the booth, making sure we are
Proper.
earning our pay tonight. He's going to double it, he said. We're doing such a wonderful job, he said. Here's
back to pass. Ooh.
Wide open.
Unbelievable.
Is number 15, the true freshman. We've said his name numerous times tonight, but guess what? There is a penalty flag on the field, and I'm going to say it's a hold. It's coming back. No touchdown.
Well, I mean, what a great grab and a snag out of that. The ball came in like one of those.
Wounded duck.
A wounded duck.
It was not a very well-thrown ball, but he was so wide open. He ran underneath it, made the catch, scored, and not only do they get the touchdown called back, but they're going to get 5 yards walked off for the holding.
And nothing against the quarterback there. I mean, great for him to see that wide open receiver there.
Well, give credit where credit's due. That offense has been running the ball all night long, and when they mix it up and throw a quick pass in there, caught us off guard.
It did.
Second down and 24 after that 10-yard walk for holding. Out of the shotgun is Baker. In motion comes Iskey.
High snap.
Baker's going to keep it after a bad snap from center, but he is a tough kid. He will not go down. If you were to add up his yards after contact tonight, it'd be an impressive number because he will not go down after that first hit is made.
And, we seem to do that as well once in a while, and it either goes for big plays or fumbles, one or the other.
Well, you talk about getting back to basics and fundamentals of football. Something as basic and simple as tackling is something that I'm sure Coach Brewer might have to work on next week during practice, because this Joe Baker and Bryce Esmoil have really made a lot of hay after initial contact tonight.
That's a good point. And we got a bruiser here, 45-34. Falcons up by 11 with 7:19 to play.
Final score from St. Louis: the Redbirds defeat the Cubbies 4-0 in Game 1 of that NL Divisional Series. They'll play again in St. Louis and then come back to Wrigley Field for 2 games.
Timeout on the field, Brian. West Burlington. And with that, we are going to take a pause here, if you will.
Brought to you by Gatorade.
Gatorade and the friends of Gatorade, the whole family of Gatorade. We love it.
Stokely Van Camps were the original owners of Gatorade. You know where Gatorade got its start, Brian?
I'm going to say Florida.
University of Florida, exactly.
By the family of who?
Stokely, the Stokely family.
The Stokely family. Just a little information for all you amazing listeners. And we appreciate you guys being with us tonight. Text me at 319-457-0044. Give me your name and where you're listening from, and we'd love to thank you for listening. 319-457-0044.
Third down and 24 now for the Comets.
And they're going to go for it.
Oh,
Pass.
It's going to be a halfback pass.
Oh.
And it is going to be
Are
complete.
you serious? Wow, what a grab.
From Tanner Iskey. It looks like the reception
I can't see
was
a
made
number.
by Josh Walshire, I believe, who started off as the quarterback earlier in the evening.
It's Evan Dalton was on that reception, number 9.
Oh, it was number 9. Okay.
What a great deal that for the Comets. If you're a Comets fan, 27-yard gain on the pass play.
Well, I don't know why Josh Walshire hasn't been playing quarterback. They've put Joe Baker in early, and he's been at the helm of this offense for the majority of this game now. And now he's got a keeper up the middle. He dives for daylight. First down and 8 at the time. He didn't get 8, but he got close.
That's some credit right there to the Comet offensive line, and you got to give them some love. There's some good blocking on that play.
Second down and 2, pickup of 6. And here come the Comets. Let's dig in deep, defense, see if we can hold them. Esmoil goes in motion over to the slot. Kelly in motion the other direction, and he's going to go over the end line for a Comet touchdown. I'll say it again, Brian. If you like offense,
I have like bipolar right now. It's back and forth. I don't know.
Well,
what's
it's a
going
great
on.
game to watch. I
Yeah.
mean, there's a lot of action, a lot of scoring. Right now, it's 45-40 in favor of your Falcons, and I'm assuming they're going to go for 2 here, so they could try to tie it up with a field goal if we don't score.
I think you're right on point there, and you probably should be a coach.
Baker is under center. In motion goes Kelly. They don't give it to him. They give it to the fullback, and Esmoil is in for the 2-point conversion. That makes the score now Falcons 45, Comets 42. We'll be back in a minute for the onside kick attempt by the Comets in just a few minutes.
This is West Burlington High Definition Falcon Webcast.
Iva Biggin from class of 72. Welcome back to homecoming here at Bill Nelson Field in West Burlington, Iowa.
Hey, Pee Wee, real quick, I want to say what's up to Rob from, is that Lewisburg?
Lewisburg, Kansas.
Yep. And then we got our friend Jack. He's listening in Wisconsin.
He's doing more than that, it looks like. I'm going to guess onside kick here from Vargas. And they're going to squib it. And
What a great
let's make
kick.
him pay for that, Xavier. He fields it at his 15-yard line.
No block. All right, let's go. Ooh.
Wheeling and dealing around the side.
It's all right.
Didn't want to go out of bounds. He does.
Williams takes the kickoff back. 14
Well, 6 minutes and 5 seconds to play. The Falcons are clinging to a 3-point lead, 45-42.
First and 10, West
It's been a back-and-forth offensive battle. The defenses have both struggled to stop
on the 30-yard
these lightning-fast offenses. And it's going to be last man scores might win.
Yeah. And,
First and 10. Let's see if the Falcons can sustain a long drive and burn some of that clock and get some more points on the board. Xavier Williams going to keep it out of the
And
shotgun.
see you later, ladies and gentlemen.
He is still on his feet as he stumbles over the 30-yard line. Let's hope he's not hurt. He's getting up kind of gingerly. But that is the kind of big play that you can just expect from Xavier Williams. He is always making something happen.
You know, it's interesting. You love him at quarterback position. You love him at wide receiver position. You want him everywhere, you know. But you got to give some credit to that offensive line. You know, give him some holes, hold him off, if you will.
But he just juked that safety, and he didn't know which way to go. He about broke an ankle trying to catch up with Xavier. And that's first and 10. Now Xavier is split wide right. He's going in motion. Spencer is at the quarterback, Ferguson, and he gives it
32.
to number 32, Rodrigo Ramos, who sprints over the right side and gains some big yardage. First down and 10 for the Falcons.
First and 10, baby. Do it again. You know, that's what they
As they move the chains, they'll wind the clock. We're coming up to the 5-minute mark. And if you're Coach Brewer, Brian, you may not want to score too quickly and burn some of that clock,
you know,
so that you can give the Comets the ball back with virtually no time left on the clock. But let's see if we can go ahead and score first before we worry about the clock. Xavier Williams is going to keep it, and he's going to get nothing.
not a bad deal. No,
They sniffed that out quickly. Stephen Wilcox, I'm sorry, not Stephen Wilcox, Ivan Escobedo sniffed out that quarterback keeper
I know
and
what
made
you're
the
saying.
stop.
We score too quick. They do an onside kick. They score quick and then do an onside. You don't want too much time there. I agree with you 100%.
But you can't get complacent and you can't get conservative.
Can't
There's
lose
4:41 to go. Second down and 13. He lost 3. Here comes
Uh-oh.
gosh. A big defensive play by number 11. Noah Feldman made the tackle, but big number 50, Noah Barton, was breathing down the neck of Xavier Williams before he had a chance to even make a move to avoid him.
Wow.
And that is third down now and 18. So I was just talking about taking our time to score. Now we're at 4 minutes and 8 seconds, and we've got third and 18. They've converted on third and 24 and a third and 18, West Liberty has. Let's see if we can convert on a third and long.
Take from their playbook, if we will. Third and long.
Quick final score from Bracewell. Burlington Greyhounds go down to defeat 38-0. Iowa City High, the Little Hawks, take care of business down at Bracewell. Let's hope the other team here in Burlington can hang on for a victory, as we now are facing a fourth down and 18 with a 3-point lead and 3 minutes and 48 seconds left to play.
If you're Coach Brewer, you're what's your call right here? Are you going to go for it on the 25-yard line? I would guess. Absolutely.
I would be shocked. Well, if I were coach, I would pooch kick it down to inside the 5-yard line and make him drive 99 yards. I don't think you're going to convert 4th and 18, but he's going to go for it. He's a riverboat gambler. He's going to split 3 receivers wide left.
Lots of
and
movement.
Here comes
and we
either
got
a timeout.
All
Well,
right.
you know what? I'd rather have him burn a timeout and get the play called correctly than try to rush into it and make a mistake on a crucial fourth down play. Let's take a quick break. We'll come back from Bill Nelson Field in just a moment.
This is West Burlington High Definition Falcon Broadcast. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for all your texts. We appreciate it. We're glad we can bring you this high-definition broadcast.
4th down and 18, and the Falcons are going for it. And
Timeout.
wisely, the Comets tried to gauge what the formation was and what the play call might be.
I'll tell you what, this
And
is
Escobedo calls timeout.
fierce chess game of timeouts, if you will.
Well, there's 2 timeouts left for the Comets, and we have 1 left. 3 minutes, 48 seconds to go. Let's catch our breath. Another quick timeout.
We're back.
If this isn't the play of the game, it's going to be one of the big plays of the game. 4th down, 18. Falcons go in motion. Spencer Ferguson back to pass. He throws it over the middle, and it is broken up at about the 5-yard line.
Intended for Jacob
by
Smith.
Joe Baker, the quarterback, who also plays safety.
I'll tell you what, give some credit to Joe Baker. They're all over Jacob Smith, but timely and a great defensive stop by the Comets.
The Comets have 2 timeouts left. There's 3 minutes and 42 ticks left on the clock. 45-42 is your score. The ball's on the 25-yard line. It's going to come down to who can stop who. Can our defense stop their offense, or are they going to mount a 75-yard drive or get into field goal range to try to tie this game up? I would have pulled my hanky on that one. It looked like there might have been a little contact, but thank goodness I'm wrong. That's why I'm not a referee.
You know
Pass
what, though?
intended for Evan Dalton, and it's incomplete, brings up 2nd down and 10.
I didn't see any emotion for the sideline of the Comets. I don't know if there's pass interference. Not that I would argue with you with all your football background, but there was no emotion over there. So who knows? I need to get glasses too.
Well, Baker's under center now. He moves Esmoil over to the slot. And there's the freshman, Joe Kelly. And that time he did go down in his own backfield for a big loss. I can't give credit to one tackler because there was about 6 guys out there, but Derek Brissy was right there making the initial contact, Brian.
Knock, knock.
Number 2 is Shaquille Brown checks in, replacing Jaden Zarita.
Loss of 6 on the play.
A 6-yard loss. The
And
clock is still running. We are just at the 3-minute mark, and it's 3rd and 16.
This could be the – let's see what happens here. A couple good stops. Let's go defense. The fans are cheering them on.
Out of the shotgun. Kelly goes in motion. There's a pass complete. It's a big Noah Feldman, but he is not going to get the first down. He's going to fall way short. And that brings up 4th and eternity for the Comets as we get down to 2.5 minutes and the clock is running. I'm surprised that they haven't called timeout yet.
And I see a coach on the field. I
Well,
thought he was going to take a timeout, but he just wanted to walk 15 yards to talk to his people.
4th and 10. Time for a defensive stand as number 4, Joe Baker, is in the shotgun.
I hear a little action here from the fans. He goes back to pass. Uh-oh!
Xavier Williams makes what is going to probably be the game-winning deflection, batting down that pass. He had a man open. It looked like Evan Dalton was open, but Xavier Williams used his athleticism to jump up and knock that ball out of the air, giving his Falcons 1st and 10 with 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go.
Hey, listen, when I go home, I'm gonna rewind that. I got it recording right now. I'm gonna rewind that. I'm gonna scoop on that. That was a big play. He got major hops on that. Did you see that reach he had? Amazing.
Well, he's a great high jumper. He's a great long jumper. He's an incredible basketball player. And obviously tonight he's our player of the game. He's pretty much done it all.
Number 5.
We're going to have co-players of the game.
I like co-players. I like lots of players of the game. All right, so where are we at? 45-42, West Burlington on top with 1 minute and 58 seconds to play.
We got a timeout. We'll take a quick timeout and come back.
This timeout's courtesy of Two Rivers Insurance. Cody Van Fleet.
I'm going to have to make a quick correction that Iowa City High victory over Burlington was played in Iowa City, not at Bracewell. And our game is winding down with 1 minute 49. Xavier Williams took that shotgun snap and sprinted around the corner, gained a couple.
Hey, but more importantly, he stayed in bounds. He's going to take some time off the clock right there. With 1 minute and 36 seconds left to go right now, score of 45-42. You want positive yards, but you want to stay in bounds, obviously.
I don't know why the Comets haven't called a timeout.
I think they might want to save it for their offensive. They think they're going to stop them here and maybe still have some time on the clock. I don't know.
And he's going to call a double reverse.
Oh, he's looking to pass.
Jacob Smith is running for his life. He's also running out the clock at the same time.
Oh, my gosh.
And he turns nothing into something.
All right.
Much like Two Rivers Insurance can do for you. They can turn nothing into something.
I'll tell you what. Jacob Smith ran about 40 yards on the play with a gain of 2 positive. Left to right, right to left, back to forward. And he must have taken about 20 seconds off the clock, P-Dub.
Well, that burns out the final timeout for the Comets. And that's going to burn out any hope of them coming back. Well, I shouldn't speak so soon. It is 4th down.
You don't do that.
Nope, I'll take that back.
I'm gonna
strike that, reverse it.
You're not bringing no goat into our stadium. I'll tell you that.
4th down and 4 to go with exactly 59.9 seconds left to play here at Bill Nelson Field. We've got quite a few fans down there dancing tonight, and that's what Coach Brewer said he would do, is he'd dance with his players in that locker room. Much like Clemson coach Dabo Swinney does. So if Clemson wins after the game, he goes in and dances in the locker room. The idea is to just go out and have fun, win the game, and then go dance.
You talk about awkward. Coach Brewer, I mean,
I wouldn't want to see him dance.
I don't know.
Well, we've got an exotic formation. We've got 4 wide receivers split wide right. And Spencer Ferguson is in the shotgun. 4th down and 4. And Dave Schmidt made the call. Quarterback draw. And Spencer Ferguson is going to seal the deal with that first down run. 54 seconds to go. There's no way that the Comets can stop this clock.
I'll tell you what.
And it is going to be Coach Brewer's favorite formation. That is called take a knee.
Oh, my God. I almost choked on my own spit. All right. Coach Brewer's favorite
offensive formation is take one knee.
Take one knee. I love it, man.
Or they're going to run a play. 35 seconds and counting. This should or could be
the
last play of the game. They're going to snap it to Spencer Ferguson.
What are they doing?
He's going to run up the middle, and maybe he's going to score. He's spinning like a whirling dervish down inside the 5. I don't understand that call, but I'm not the coach.
I'm not a coach. You know, I watch football on TV once in a while, but take a knee. Let's go, babe.
Do we have a timeout or an injury timeout? I'm sorry. Nope. Coach Brewer calls a timeout. 16.6 seconds. Let's step away, and we'll bring you the final 16 seconds right after this.
It could be a doozy. Let's go. Timeout. So a lot of fans at home are wondering, why is West Burlington not taking a knee, Pee-wee? And I'm going to direct that to you as a football brain, as you will.
Well, Superintendent Extraordinaire Dave Schmidt just answered that question for us, Brian. Okay. There is a playoff implications that points scored and score differential can be tiebreakers if there is one down the road. So that's why Coach Brewer, he's not trying to rub it into the face of the Comets. He's just trying to pad that score or that point total if he can, because if playoff implications do come into play down the road, the more points and the more you win by makes a difference. But they're not going to score. They're going to let the clock run out, and we're going to have a homecoming victory at Bill Nelson Field with your final score, West Burlington, Notre Dame, 45, and the West Liberty Comets, 42. It's been an amazing homecoming game. The Falcons snapped their losing streak in front of a very excited crowd. West Liberty put on quite a show. Both teams played very well. Penalties plagued the Falcons for most of the game, but they overcame those penalties and hung on to a 45-42 win. 87 points scored tonight. So if you like offense, you like points, this was a game for you, Brian.
Hey, you know, I love offense. I'm kind of an ADD type of guy, and I like a lot of action, and you had it here. But I'll tell you what, the thing I'm surprised about, this West Liberty team,
better than advertised.
Oh, my gosh, better than advertised. They come in and they put up 42 points on the road. You got to give them some love. Almost not quite as much love as your West Burlington Notre Dame Falcons for beating them, but I think there's going to be a lot of game film watched on Sunday. Nick Brewer and his fine staff, they're going to be watching this on Sunday, checking it out, and they're going to try to figure some things out.
Next Friday.
So,
well, this is a great momentum builder as Coach Brewer and his Falcons prepare to travel up Highway 61 and take on the Bulldogs of Mediapolis, who won tonight against L&M. But
I got to tell you, for that game, it's going to be interesting because that's a new turf program. Turf on there, and you know what's really good with turf? Track stars. So if we can get our kids there running north and south on their turf, I'm pretty excited about that.
Well, Brian, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, everyone that tuned in, watching, and or listening online. We appreciate your support. Tell your friends, call your neighbors. We do this for every home game, and maybe we'll start doing away games as well.
I'm excited.
But your
yeah.
final score from Bill Nelson Field, West Burlington 45 and West Liberty 42. Good night, and let's go dance.